Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Manjari Leela Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj is my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Aditi Devidasi in Edmonton, Canada.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Ananda Priya, Narmada Devi Dasi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances unto you and all of the devotees here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. This is Ekaradika Leela Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Ekaradika Leela Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Are there any other devotees who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Ashram. This is Mohini Devasti from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devidasi.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Prabhuji has joined.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Rasaraj Gopal Prabhuji on the call to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 4th chapter, 5th sloka. Before handing over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to ask Aditi Mataji to take over and give a brief introduction of Prabhuji. Mataji, please take over.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, His Grace Rasaraj Gopal Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Before I hand over the call to you, Prabhuji, I would like to do a brief introduction. And this is a brief introduction. His Grace Rasaraj Gopal Prabhuji is an electronic engineer by profession. Prabhuji is in Bhakti since 1998. He is a ISKCON counselor in Northeast Zone of Mumbai and a caregiver of Ratnagiri Satellite Center for the last 6 years. Over to you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Over to you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving your very valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you are on mute, Prabhuji. You have to unmute.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाङ्घ्रये Hare Krishna. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 4, verses 5 to 7, that is 5, 6 and 7. Savijitya dishah sarva lokamsha trin mahasuraha देवासुरमनुष्येन्द्र गंधर्व गरुडोरगान सिद्धचारण विद्याध्यान ऋषीन् पितृपतीन् मनून् यक्षरक्षः पिशाचेशान् प्रेतभूतपतीनपि सर्वसत्त्वपतीन् जित्वा वशमानीय विश्वजित् जहार लोकपालानां स्थानानि सह तेजसा. Translations purport by Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhu. Jai Srila Prabhu. Saha hi Hiranyakashipu, Vijitya conquering, Dishaha the directions, Sarvaha all, Lokan planetary systems, Cha and three upper, lower and middle, Maha Asuraha the great demon, Deva the demigods, Asura the demons, Manushya of the human beings, Indra the kings, Gandharva the Gandharvas, Garuda the Garudas, Uragan the great serpents, Siddha the Siddhas, Charana the Charanas, Vidyadhran the Vidyadharas, Rishin the great sages and saintly persons, Pitrapatin, Yamaraj and other leaders of the Pitas, Manun, all the different Manus, Yaksha the Yakshas, Rakshaha the Rakshasas, Pishacha Ishan, the leaders of Pishachaloka, Preta of the Pretas, Bhuta and of the Bhutas, Patin the masters, Api also, Sarva Sattva Patin, the masters of all the different planets, Jitva, conquering, Vasham Aniya, bringing under control, Vishwajit, the conqueror of the whole universe, Jahara, usurped, Lokpalanam of the demigods, who manage the universal affairs, Thanani, the places, Sahavit, Tejasa, all their power. that was synonyms. I'm reading the translation. Hiranyakashipu became the conqueror of the entire universe. Indeed, that great demon conquered all the planets in the three worlds, upper, middle, and lower, including the planets of the human beings, the Gandharvas, the Garudas, great serpents, the Siddhas, Charanas, and Vidyadharas, the great saints, Yamaraj, the Maruts, the Manus, the Yakshas, the Rakshasas, the Pishachas and their masters and the masters of the ghosts and bhutas. He defeated the rulers of all the other planets where there are living entities and brought them under his control. Conquering the abodes of all, he seized their power and influence. The word Garuda, purport. The word Garuda in this verse indicates that there are planets of great birds like Garuda. Similarly, the word Uraga indicates that there are planets of enormous surface. Such a description of the various planets of the universe may challenge modern scientists who think that all planets but this Earth are vacant. These scientists claim to have launched excursions to the moon where they have found no living entities but only big craters full of dust and stone. Although in fact the moon is so brilliant that it acts like the sun in illuminating the entire universe. Of course, it is not possible to convince modern scientists of the Vedic information about the universe. Nonetheless, we are not very much impressed by the words of scientists who say that all other planets are vacant and that only the Earth is full of living entities. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्तं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Rama. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of all the devotees who have assembled here by the way of online Zoom platform or maybe by other digital platforms. I express my sincere gratitude and thank you all from the core of my heart for having given me the opportunity to serve you, to serve Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are looking at the shloka of today, where Hiranyakashipu's position is being glorified. So you see, Hiranyakashipu now, he has gained control and power over everything. After a tremendous, strenuous labor, we cannot call it labor. In fact, it can be labor for thousands and thousands of years. You can call it any type of utilization of his energy or exploitation of the material energy which he has acquired due to being cursed by Kumaras. And it's a pastime where Lord Vishnu, for that matter Krishna, for all of us, gives us an opportunity to understand how the material world works, how the logistics or the ideologies or the different concepts of material world are working, and the synergy of material energy, how it works upon us, and what should we learn from such situations. So this is a beautiful scenario said by our Lord Krishna in his pastime, showing us when someone becomes a lord of the material world. And please note that this is the only criteria or only factor for which we all of us are living, to lord over the material nature. This is the only factor where people are daily in and out, struggling to earn their bread so that they can enjoy some things from the material nature. And here Krishna gives an example for us, directly that personality who has lauded, means he has conquered the entire material. So the entire gamut of the material cosmos or the Brahmand is under him. So just think, what a beautiful setup has been prepared by Lord Vishnu for all of us to understand what it means by lording over the material nature. Now, in the preamble or in the background or in the earlier verses, we must have heard that he has lectured, the Gita philosophy. Yeah. So he has lectured the Gita philosophy, and he had spoken the basic fundamentals of spiritual science, where Krishna himself speaks in the fundamentals right from second chapter of Gita, where he says we are not the body, we are the soul. Ashochan anvashochastvam prajnavadam chabhasase gatasun agatasun shanam shochanti pandita. So Krishna starts with like this: you are speaking like a prajnavan, intellectual. So here now Hiranyakashipu and Arjun is almost on the same platform. Prajnavadamsha bhashase. Because Krishna initially describes Arjuna as a prajnavan. That is, prajna means intelligence or intellectual, and prajnavan is highly intellectual. So highly intellectual people need not be intelligent in the spiritual paradigm. They need not be, of course. Actually, if you see the highly intelligent class of people who has a very high IQ, they always think, why, and then they come to a conclusion. That's analysis. Of course, the deeper analysis should not result in a paralysis of the subject matter. So, but this is what happens when an intellectual, highly intelligent people, they wander away. They accept science as everything and all in all. And then they do not accept the actual spiritual subject matter. As for us, we are so much lucky that Srila Prabhupada has given us the basis and fundamentals of understanding the spiritual science by way of his comments and by way of his purports in Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and even all other his lectures or his books. So we are fortunate to have this association of Srila Prabhupada, and based on which we have associated together, come together and discussing these topics for our own purification and for our own and for preaching purpose. Because Srila Prabhupada has always said books are the basis, preaching is the essence, and utility is the principle. So we have to make best use of the bad bargain. Since we have taken this material world, we have accepted this body due to our own activities. It is our activities which have determined which body I have to take, and we have accepted these bodies, and now we have to make best use of this body that I have acquired from the material energy, from the material world, and utilize it properly, so that I study the scriptures, the Vedas, written by Vedavyas, and coming from the parampara, bona fide disciple, And that is how we are connected to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada teaches us this spiritual science. Now let's come to Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, is he from a bona fide parampara? Of course, because he is a doorkeeper. And again, in my last lecture also we have discussed, if Krishna wants to play a fighting game with small, tiny children. These Jai, Vijay and all these are like tiny toddlers. And if a father wants to play a wrestling match with them, what could the result be? So we can visualize, or we can definitely, it's a fact, known fact, common sense, that there's no point in discussing a father will win or a child will win. But here, that's how the situation is. But again, Jaya and Vijaya, when they take the role of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, what is Hiranyakashipu? Now, if I've seen the meaning of Kashipu, somewhere they say Kashipu means hair, Kesha. From Kesha, it is Kashipu. Somewhere they say it is a bed. And Hiranya means gold. So gold is a common fact in the meaning. So let us take it in a rational way, that a person who is attached to gold means a person who is attached to wealth. So when we say that Hiranyakashipu is a person who is attached to wealth, and that he is to be hated, he is not supposed to be worshipped, isn't it? When we discuss Hiranyakashipu, or for that matter Hiranyaksha, the golden eyes, what does it indicate for us? Immediately we will definitely not think of worshipping him, or we will not think of even adoring him, because he represents the demonic nature. So Hiranyakashipu means one who is attached to wealth. Now let us say, am I not attached to wealth? Or for that matter, whoever, everywhere, all of us, if I ask a question among yourself, who doesn't want money? Please raise your hand. So none of us will raise the hand. We need money. And when we say we need money, because money is a part of wealth, so we need wealth. So aren't we small Hiranyakashipus? So we are also little bit of Hiranyakashipus. And what we want to, or what we are yearning, Y-E-A-R-N, yearning, is to overcome that Hiranyakashipu mentality. What does scripture say about the wealth and the person? The scriptures say that a person will get an amount of wealth in that particular life depending upon his previous activities, pious and sinful activities. So that is what is straightforward. So does it mean that I should not strive or earn or EARN or work or do business to earn wealth, to earn money? Hare Krishna. So there are different thoughts, and you can always analyze and work out to what exactly it is. So Krishna says, for our jivika, at least minimum for our stomach, we have to work. Karmane eva adhikaraste. Ma phaleshu kada. You have to work. Ma phala karma heturgur, ma karma phala heturgur, ma te sango asti akarmani. Do not become the cause for inactivity. You have to work. So at least, if not for anything else, but at least for feeding, at least for living, at least for surviving, I should work. So when I'm working, then definitely I will strive. Even for that matter, the animals, they struggle. The night they sleep, and early morning when they wake up, they venture out into the fields for finding food. And they struggle and they find their food. After they get sufficient food, they relax and then again until their appetite starts again, they go for searching next. So that's how they live. So when we talk of us human beings, we need to work, we need to do job, we need to do our business, we need to do field activities or agricultural activities, or whatever activities that will give us food, clothing, shelter, basic needs for survival, and we are supposed to do that, and we will do that. Those are prescribed duties. So Varnashrama Dharma comes in that arena. According to Varnashrama, we are supposed to do according to the qualities acquired based on our past prescribed past duties, karmas. We acquire certain nature, acquire certain qualities, and based on those qualities and nature, we will be doing certain work in this life and earning food. So that's how some of us are based in US, some of us are based in India, and some of us are working on the fields. And some people are Hare Krishna. Some have given up their life activities, the Grahastha ashram, and become brahmachari. So depending upon their karma again totally. So when we come to think of Hiranyakashipu is again a person who is depicting a man who is fully attached to wealth. Now here is the purport we see. Prabhupada mentions that there are so many lokas. That is, there are 14 lokas. We all know, but still we'll just do a recap or manan or chintan on this subject. There are 14 lokas, 7 lokas, that is Om, Bhur, Bhuvah, Swaha, Mahajana, Tapa, Satya. So including the earth, there are 7 upper planets. And Tala, Atala, Vitala, Rasatala, Talatala, Patala. So 7 the lower planets. In such manner, there are 14 planets. The Satya Loka is also called as Brahmaloka. So we are on the Bhuloka, and just above us is Bhuvar Loka, and above that is Svargaloka. And then there are planets of snakes, in the lower planetary system, Uragan, different planets where other types of creatures live. So that's why how Srila Prabhupada here gives us a concept that Vedas are actually all in all, and science cannot accept them, because scientists say we have landed moon. Recently, our orbiter landed on the moon. So and in those days, 60s, it was man who has landed on the moon, and then he found some craters and everything. So it's okay. I mean, one can argue on it based on science, or one can argue on it based on the scriptures, the spiritual scriptures. So, okay, that argument is for the argument purpose. But what we understand is we should know that scriptures are like mother for us. The scriptures are like from mother, and a mother only can tell a child who is his father. So therefore, we have to believe in scriptures. And hence, as far as the purport goes, we can understand that Hiranyakashipu has conquered the entire planet. Now, what does Hiranyakashipu conceptualize? I mean, what does he project himself as? So we see in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse which is defining the demonic nature, and that is Dambo Dharpa Abhimanascha Krodha Parushyam Evacha. Dambo Darpa Abhimanascha Krodha Parushyam Evacha. And what are these? Partha Sampadam Asurim. So these are the let us see that actual shloka. Yeah. So it is Dambho Darpo Abhimanasya Krodha Parushyameva Ajnanam Abhijatasya. Yes. Ajnanam Abhijatasya Partha Sampadam Asurim. So what does this indicate now? So this is what, these are the basic qualities for a person to be demon. If I want to become a demon, or if I want to act like a demon, I should have these qualities. Dambha, Darpa, Abhimana, Krodha, Parushyam, Ajnana. So these 6 qualities will make me demon. So simple. So see, somewhere we had learned, in Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga, the demigods and demons were in different planets. In Treta Yuga, they were in different countries. For example, Sri Ramchandra was in Ayodhya, to Ravana was in Sri Lanka, different countries. And in Dwapar, they were in the same house. Duryodhana and Arjun, they were in the same kingdom, same palace. They were brought up. And in Kali Yuga, they are in the same body. So the demon and the demigod qualities are in our heart itself. So now I have to decide whether I should feed the demigods or the demons. Whether I should feed the demigods or the demons. Or the demigods should flourish and nourished, or demons should be nourished and flourished. So that is Yathechasti Tatha Karu, Krishna says. Now I have told you the most secret of the secrets. Guhyat Guhyataram Maya. Now, Etad Vimrishya Edam Yathechasti Tatha Karu. Now you deliberate on this and you do as you think. So Krishna gives us a free will. That is how the free will term comes in our knowledge, in our science. So Krishna gives us the free will in that way that he does not interfere with the soul's thoughts, desires. When we say desire, can anybody in this group will say that I don't have desire? It cannot be. No? If I tell you all, please raise your hand. Those who have desires, everybody will lift their hands. Yes, I do have desire. Because Shankaracharya mentions Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam Dashanavajatam Dashanavahinam Jatam Tundam Vruddhoyati Gritva Dandam Tadapina Munchati Asha Pindam. Angam Galitam. The body has been completely soiled or spoiled or invalid. When a person becomes old age, he crosses 60, 70, 80 or whatever it is, his body, Prabhupada calls that person as invalid. Simple, good word which has given to us. That person becomes invalid. Who is invalid? What is invalid or invalidity? When that particular product has no functional value, no productive value, it only has a shelf value, and we do not know it is beyond its expiry date. So it becomes an invalid product, or it doesn't function, or it doesn't give the required output, or it is not a productive thing. So then the same person who had highlighted, who had done such a wonderful feats and acquired lots of medals and all those things in his entire lifetime, he becomes invalid. Hare Krishna. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. He has come in the category of Jara. That is invalid. So, Angam Galitam. So when that person becomes invalid or comes into that stage of invalidity, his body is completely melted down. Like the example given us is a candle, a fresh candle, a new candle, brand new candle. If you see, there are so many different types and shapes and colors of candles. You are really enamored by the descriptions, by seeing them, by their various colors and by the various designs and by the various shapes and features. Look, absolutely beauty, charming. The candles. And when you bring this candle Until and unless it is lit, it is again invalid. And when it is lit, then it starts functioning. But as it functions, its body melts down, and then finally at the end of it we see a lump of wax, which is completely, which has no shape, which looks something, will say, hey, what is this now? It doesn't look so beautiful. It doesn't look beautiful at all. It's just a lump of wax. So that is what is Galitam. So this body becomes like that, with wrinkles on the face and hands on everywhere. And some people, I heard, I should not say so, because I will be also passing through that stage. For that matter, all of us are going through that stage. So let us learn what it is. The fact is that the body is completely so much melted down that I have seen that some people, they bend like this. They cannot keep their head straight and walk. They have to bend completely and walk like, Hare Krishna. It's such a pathetic situation. The same person who was once upon a time topmost leader in the society, now he was not humble. He was not humble, but now he is forced to be humble like this. So he cannot make eye-to-eye contact. In his young days, or even in his mid-age days, he used to walk like 56 inch sina, 56 inches sina, with all gold chains and gold rings and bracelets and all sorts of things. That is Hiranyakashipu. But when he walks now what has happened is Krishna has bent his ego subtle level, body on physical level. So Krishna bends everything. So during this Jara stage, the person has Galitam, Galitam. So that is what is Shankaracharya says. Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam. Palitam Mundam means hairs are gone. It's a completely bald stage. You can see the entire topmost world on his head. The sky on his head is shining like, Palitam Mundam. He need not have any haircuts and all for his foot. So it is all by nature. Krishna has arranged that. Or otherwise, in his younger days, he used to spend hours and hours in front of the mirror, adjusting his hair. La, abhi aisa karenge, now like this, no, this time it is like this, all. So that's what it is. Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam Dashanavahinam Jatam Tundam. In his youth days, his score was 32. Now it is hardly anything. He removed that completely and keeps it down like this and says, means he's calling the Yama. And he says, Aye Kutna, kahan se aaye? From where you have come, from where you have come. That is what he says now. Ayayam, yam hai, ayay. Also, Yama has come. Really, that is the fact. So the old age is almost proximity to the change of the body. Dehinosmi yatha dehe kamaram javanam jara. Tatha dehantara praptir. Now he is in that stage after Jara. So, Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam Dashanava Hinam Jatam Tundam Vridho Yati. Now he has become Vridha. Grahitva Dandam. So walking on two legs, now he needs third leg as a rod. So he needs a support of a rod to walk, although he has two legs. That means the first limbs which gives up in the life of a human body are the legs. So legs are the first limbs which give up, or they have to give up their function. See, we have learned that our body's every limbs has its demigod. The function of every limb of our body is actually controlled by its demigod. The sense organ, like when we say the senses or the sense organ, the sense object, and then that sense devata. So that is how it is 33 crore devatas. So that means the devata which is controlling the legs, they give up. Now this person, his expiry term is over, expiry date is over. So now first he goes away. That demigods take up their power from that legs. And the last limbs or the last sense organs which leave the particular human body is what? Can somebody tell me? Which is the last sense organ which leaves the human body before the soul
The
leaves that
hearing.
body?
Eyes?
Hearing.
No. Ears, yes.
Ears?
Ears.
Yeah.
The hearing sense is the last which leaves the body, and ears are the first. When conception takes place and the child gets the senses, the ears are the first to come. So the child starts hearing first in the womb. That's how Prahlad Maharaj hears Narad Muni's Katha. That's how he becomes a Bhagavat and Vaishnava. And similarly, when a Vaishnava leaves the body, his entire limbs are gone functioning. The functions are dysfunctional. The limbs are dysfunctional, but the ear remains. And that's how he has an opportunity to hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and leave the body. So that is a successful success of that particular devotee's life. That's what we say, and that is the scriptures say. Yes. So therefore, what we find is here, Dashanava Hinam Jatam Tundam, his teeth are gone. Okay, and he can't chant now. What a pathetic fact that when I was very, very beautiful, when I was very young, when my hands and limbs and my bodily functions were very strong, I was highly energetic, but I was not chanting. I did not take to chanting seriously. I thought that chanting is imaginary. Why should I chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? I can chant Om Namah Shivaya. I can chant Om Ganganapataye Namaha. I can chant some other demigod, some other devata's names. But I lost that opportunity when my body limbs were very strong. I could not take to the advice of the devotees association which I got. And I could not take it very seriously in my life. Yeah, so yeah, I go to temples. I go every Sundays to the temple. I meet devotees. We talk lots of things. I get association. But what association? Mosquito also gets association of a saint. The houseflies also get association of the saint. Do we need that association? No. What is association? You can sit here and get association of the Gurudev. When you hear him, his messages, his instructions very thoroughly, imbibe it, and then work upon it, and then preach it. So when we do this, that is how we are actually getting, that's how we are working on the association. That is what we call as association. Otherwise, what happens is, I go to temple, and I met so many devotees. I met Maharaj, I met so and so. Yeah, and you know, I met that particular big devotee, that reputed devotee, this thing, that, but that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Okay, it's okay. I met them. You know, if I give a out of 5, it is 1 out of 5. The effect of that association, even if I have to benchmark or mark that, measure that association, so I'll give 1 out of 5. I want 5 out of 5. Everywhere it should be 100%, not 10%, 20%. No, I will do 70%. If it is a Brahma Muhurt at 4:30, I will wake up at 5 o'clock and do the chanting. No. In spiritual science, it is 100%. Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajami. So we have to be 100% surrendered to Krishna to get the 100% effect. And Prabhupada says, don't wait for next birth and birth after birth. Since Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante mam vasudevah sarvam iti so mahatma sudurlabhan. No. Okay, I will say that this life is my Bahunam janmanam ante. So let us work for that. Let us strive for that. But we don't do that. We are entangled in the desires, material desire. Angam galitam, palitam mundam, dashanavahinam jatam tundam. Now we have lost 32 teeth. We cannot even utter Rama and Krishna properly. Hare Krishna. Even when we are chanting Ram, to say Ram is so easy, but to say Krishna, you need lots of additional energy from your stomach. There are different stages of Vani. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para and Pashyanti. So there are different stages. If you are chanting from the Vaikhari Vani, it is difficult. It is difficult. Vaikhari Vani will not help you out. You have to come to the stage of Para and Pashyanti stage of our Vani. So that sound vibrations have to come from stomach and heart, and then you should go into Krishna's heart. What is Para or Pashyanti Vani? It is heart to heart talk. When I speak from heart, it goes into your heart. It should be that. When we chant Krishna, we should strive for that. When after knowing a certain fact, should we not delve into it? Should we not think upon it? Should we not ponder upon it? Should we not act upon it? We should, because we are intelligent. Or otherwise you say I am not intelligent. I am in the category of Manda Sumanda Bhagyo. I am in that category. Padam yat vipadam natesham. Then I will face vipadam at every step of my life. But if I am intelligent, Sumedasa yajantihi Sumedasa, Krishna says. Krishna varnam tusha Krishnam sango pangastra parshadam sankirtana yajna prayar yajantihi Sumedasa. The Sumedasa, the not only intelligent, but the more intelligent. Sumedasa, not Medasa. So Krishna, so we have to become Sumedasa. And just let us not be in an inferiority complex. Oh, I am very humble. I am not intelligent like you. I am very this thing. No. That is again something running away from the problem. We can't run away from the problem by saying I am very humble. I don't know anything. No. One must know when to say what. See, it's a skill again. It's a developed divine nature, divine quality of telling what, of saying what, when, why, and how. These are all skills, emotional quotients. These things come under the emotional quotient of a person. When he should express a particular emotion, in which situation, why and how, and all those things he should be knowing. And all these are when I thought I'll come to this during our divine nature, but I'm speaking of demonic nature now. So when we speak about demonic nature, again we come to this shloka. Angam galitam palitam mundam dashanava hinam jatam tundam vridho yati grahitva dandam. After become old age, he still wants to walk, and when he wants to walk, he has to take help of a stick and walk. Tadapi na munchati asha kumbam. Fir bhi, still the desires never go. The desires never diminish. The desires never decrease. They go on increasing. Somebody asked me, I will not tell you who it is, but it's a closer relative. He said, see, now you are becoming old. So I think now you may not be having that lusty issues. Hare Krishna. People have an understanding that as you mature up in your age, the lust reduces. Krishna, it is a vice versa. This younger people think that the lust content in them is the largest because they are young, they are highly energetic, they are in the passionate mode. There is a strong adrenaline flowing in the body and high amount of testosterone and everything. So they are always hyper. Yeah, that was the case with all of us. But what happens is, actually, their thinking is the older people will not have this type of features. These are features. But it's not like that. The body may be invalid, but that lusty desires are still strong. Krishna, Krishna. That is the worst part of it. Tadapina munchati asha pindam. The desires never reduce. It never diminish. Hare Krishna. And that is what is making life very troublesome for us. So, Arjuna asked in Bhagavad Gita a question. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam chariti purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladi pranyo. What does that mean? Arjuna asks Krishna, Atha kena prayuktoyam. What has initiated or triggered me or a person to act sinfully? Papam charati purusha. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha. His acharan is sinfully. Papam, papa acharan. Purusha means a person, a human being. Why is he forced or why is he compelled? Or even if it's not forced, that is in the second line he says, Anichannapi varshneya. That is his force. That is he is not willingly doing it. He is not willing to commit a sinful act, but he is compelled to do it. Anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojita. As if by force, bala, and planned, as if it was planned earlier, previously. He is supposed to do that sinful act. And about whom Arjuna is speaking about all these things? About us. Not a common person. About us devotees, the so-called devotees or the so-called aspiring devotees or whatever we call us. We may call ourselves as neophytes or middle class or upper class devotees, whatever. But at least we are into scriptures, we are into reading Bhagavatam, we are into some type of chanting, which is not common to other people. So their conditions are worse. But here Arjuna is telling about us. So let us not think of others, but at least us. This is what happened. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam chariti puksha. Anicchanapi vashnaya balajiva niyojita. And there the answer to that question when Krishna says, Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhava. Hare Krishna. So this is demonic nature. Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhava. Mahashano mahapapma vidhiyenam iha vairinam. Here is the biggest enemy. Who is our biggest enemy? Kama esha krodha esha. So lust and anger, which are being born from rajoguna. Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava. Samudbhava means born of rajoguna. So when I am influenced by rajoguna passion and ignorance, I am definitely bound to commit sinful acts. So demon, that means I am definitely going to nourish and flourish my demon which is in my heart. So I should see that the demon dies, and I should not feed that demon, and instead nourish this demigod, divine quality or divine nature with my heart, which wins, and I develop the divine qualities. Then we will see what are the divine qualities. What are the divine qualities? So there are, in that same chapter, Krishna is so clever. Who is Krishna is clever? You cannot say he's so clever. Krishna is definitely clever. So he in that chapter, if you see, he gives first the 26 qualities of divine nature. He gives 26 qualities. So, and then that is what? Maybe one or maximum two or maybe maximum three shlokas, maybe verses of that chapter is Krishna has focused on divine nature. And the entire remaining shlokas, around 30 shlokas, verses, are describing the demon the demonoid. So we will see that in Kapila Muni's version, that is third canto. In third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Kapila Muni explains Devahuti, Mother Devahuti, so he tells about the divine nature, divine qualities. So there he explains about two types of qualities, that is primary and secondary. So first he explains secondary qualities. What are the qualities of a person who has divine nature in his heart, who has developed, जिसने विकसित किया है दैवी गुणों का, the divine nature. So what is that? What are those qualities? So there he mentions titikshikaah karunikaah suhradam sarvadehinam. Titikshika karunikaah suhradascha sarvadehinam ajata shatrah shantaah sadhah sadhubhushanah. So these are the ornaments of a Vaishnava, a sadhu. Guru, sadhu and shastra we have heard. So sadhu here is defined as Vaishnava or us. You should be proud to say I am a Vaishnava or I am trying to be a Vaishnava. Yes. So, but what are these qualities? First quality Krishna mentioned is titikshika. So one has to be tolerant, right? Tolerant to what? To what? To what one should be tolerant? Can somebody work on it? Somebody will say, to different miseries in life. Okay. So when the miseries come to me, what do you expect me to, how should I behave? If I have to become tolerant and if some miseries come to me, let us come to practical. Supposing I'm losing my business. I'm losing my business to the tunes of few crores or say few thousands or few lakhs, whatever it is. But loss, that's a misery in my life. Now I am worried. Kal kya khana hai? What I have to eat tomorrow? I have to beg, borrow or steal. How should I become tolerant? Should I become tolerant to whom should I become tolerant? That is a big question. Think upon it. To tolerate what? Titikshika. A Vaishnava should be tolerant. So tolerant to the miseries, or should I become tolerant to happiness? I have suddenly my business flourished. Overnight I have become millionaire. Hare Krishna. But am I supposed to tolerate that? Really? So we have to understand what is tolerance. What does Krishna say in Gita for tolerance? Matra sparashastu kaunteya शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्या तां तितिक्षस्व भारत. Matra sparashastu kaunteya. By the touch of senses with sense objects. Matra sparashastu, our senses with sense objects. There is a communication. There is a touch of them. They are in contact with each other. They are in communication with each other. All our 10 senses with their 10 sense objects, 5 sense objects for that matter, and mostly the 5 knowledge acquiring senses. So when these senses are in touch with sense objects, what happens is matra sparashastu kamteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha. Happiness and trouble, miseries come in your life just like winter and summer. Shitoshna sukha dukkadaha. So happiness will also come. I may become millionaire overnight. Dukkadaha. I may lose fortune overnight because of my miscalculation, because of my past activities, because of whatever you give the reason and number of reasons. But I may lose. The present, I will be in the present tense. That is a fact. Because of whatever reasons I may lose, the miseries have come to me. Should I get a heart attack? Ah, one can get heart attack even after winning 1 crore and losing 1 crore. Hare Krishna. That is the nature of a human being. We can get, we can get a heart attack by losing overnight, by investing in some other business. So, matra sparshastu kamte yashitoshna sukadapadaha agama, they will come, apayana, and they will go. Anitya, they are not regular, consistent. Sometimes the period of sukha will be longer or the period of dukkha will be longer. And when the period of dukkha is longer, then they will go to astrologer and he will say, "Tumse साढ़े सात ही चालू है." So does an astrologer? Does I need an astrologer to tell me that I'm influenced by Shani because I'm in a bad situation? You tell him, "See, I've lost this, I've lost that." He says, "Oh, yeah. You are influenced by Shani." So साढ़े सात यानी the Kantak Shani, that is stronger one. Now you are going. That's a common sense. But if you had lost 1 crore and you have told him, "I got 1 crore rupees yesterday, so you tell me about your fortune," then he will say, "Oh, your Gajar Keshari Yoga is going on now. Hare Krishna. Or Raj Yoga. Hare Krishna." So this is the cheating happening. But of course, I'm not undermining the astrology. There are real astrologers who really work on the basis of science, and it is an Veda. It's a part of Veda, and there are some genuine and authentic astrologers who tell us reality. But 90% of them are swindlers. They are in the garb of saints, but they are actually swindlers. So, agam apayananta tam stitikshasva bharat. There you have to tolerate. So you have to tolerate. Titikshika. So that is a divine nature, tolerance. And Mahaprabhu has given us the best verse for that. Pranadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna. Sahishnuta. Like a tree. A tree stand firmly like a tree. Even in winter or summer or rainy season, whatever it is, just stand strong. So there's nothing to worry. So that is titikshika. Titikshika karunika. Karunika is karuna. When we talk about karuna, what is karuna? Compassion, kindness, to whom you will show kindness, with whom you will be showering your compassion, on whom. So again, you should know how to compare, where you should be compassionate. If a person is drowning, so person is drowning in the sea due to floods, heavy rains, a person is seemed to be drowning, and another person who is free from that stage of drowning, he gives him his hand to lift him up. But unfortunately, he holds his shirt. He holds his shirt, and when he lifts up, the shirt comes out of his body. The person drowns. So that man who has come for help, he has shown compassion on that person or his shirt or his clothes. So compassion, again, we have to think. If somebody comes to you, a beggar comes to you begging alms, You give him 10 rupees, you give him 20 rupees, you give him your currency, dollars, something like that. Does it work? No, because there are syndicate of beggars in Mumbai. They all collect and come together under one bridge. Then they collect everything in one basket. They count, and the boss comes. He takes 50 or 60% of them. Balance he divides among themselves, and they have to survive on that, thrive on that. So this is syndicates, a business, begging. But when he comes to you, oh, he's so humble. He's very, very downtrodden. He's dark. He has not even, bathed, very torn rags, clothes, and or maybe that lady looks very young and with a small kid in her hand, and you show compassion, karuna. You pay something? No. So we must know where should be compassionate. Yes, compassionate we should have towards every soul. So then whether it be a street beggar or a person or anybody for that matter, a living being, we should show compassion. Compassion in a way that that particular soul raises his consciousness from that ignorance to at least some upper level of some knowledge about Krishna. So that person's consciousness is raised, which act in such a way that the soul is not that doesn't get drowned. Like that person who got drowned and shirt was saved. So we are not saving that person's body, but we have to see that person's soul, which is in that body, that soul's consciousness is awakened and comes to a higher level of understanding about the reality of the material world. So that is Karunika. Titikshikaha Karunikaha. And then Suhrada Sarvadehinam. That is well-wisher, Hitachintak. Who is a Hitachintak? Who is a well-wisher of everyone? We know. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Suhradam Sarvabhutana. Nyatva Shantim Richati. Suhradam Sarvabhutana. Krishna is a well-wisher of all of us. And yet, when we are in deep trouble, we curse Krishna as if we have that cursing power. Although we don't have anything, forget about cursing power, we don't have any of our power of our words, but still we say, why that Krishna? I'm doing so much of Krishna's thing. I'm chanting regularly, I'm following regularly people, I'm attending Bhagavatam classes, I'm doing everything, but still trouble only for me. No, this is not true. So you lose faith. Ashraddhanaha Purusha. You lose Shraddha. Dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante manushya savartmani partha savartmani. So Ashraddhanaha Purusha. So that person starts losing faith in what Krishna says about this Bhagavad. So these are all interlinked subjects. When we think of Titikshika, Karunika, Suhradam, we have to be well-wisher. Well-wisher in what sense? And again, the same thing, the same principle applies. You should see that I am your well-wisher to the fact that you become Krishna conscious. Either today, tomorrow, or on some day, either you give him Bhagavad Gita book to read, or you give him some prasadam, or by any other way, or you call him for satsang, or you connect him to the Bhakti Japa Sangha conference. So by any way you can do, and you can elevate that person's consciousness. So that is what is Karunika Suradham Sarvadena. Ajata Shatrava. Ajata Shatrava. One should not have any enemies. Now these are talking about divine nature. See, Dambho Darpa Abhitamanascha Krodha Parusham Evacha. That is demonic nature. Dambho Darpa, Damba Darpa Abhimana Krodha Parushya. Means all these things are concentrated, focused on Kama, Krodha and Lobha. That is the three doors to hell. So, Dambha means again pride. Darpa is one part of pride. Dambha, Darpa, Abhimana is another part of pride. Krodha is again coming from pride because your pride, false ego is not satisfied. Parusham is harshness. You always speak harsh language. As if you are the, I mean, I'm sorry, I should not say you. We are the knower of everything. So we speak harshly. Every time we speak harshly. Every time it is my way or highway. If I say this, it should be like this. Otherwise, to hell with it. Harshness. These are the ajnanam abhijatasya partha sampadam asurim. These are the asuri guna of asuri gunam, born of ignorance. And here we are talking about the divine nature. That is titikshita karmika surada sarvadehinam. Then ajata shatrava shantaha sadhava sadhubhukshana. Kapila Muni says to Devahuti, ajata shatrava. Ajata shatrava means one who has no enemies. Do you have enemy? If I ask you, how many people will say, I have enemy? Do you have any? Or how many say, I don't have enemy? Now, who is an enemy? Who is an enemy? The one who doesn't work according to my plans. The one who obstructs my plans. The one who doesn't, who is not on the same wavelength or frequency with me. The one who is not like-minded. They are enemies. One who works against my plans, who works against my wishes, who works contradictory to my thoughts. Everything is in paradox, everything is in contrast. And who always thinks about my illness, who is my ill-wisher, not well-wisher. These are my enemies. And who are they? There are so many in the society. Everybody has they are paradukha sukhi. Paradukha sukhi. There are so many people in the society. You will find that if you are facing some trouble, internally you will be very happy. Yeah, at least I am better than that. Or some people are so worse that they will try to again put you deeper into the beach by giving some wrong solutions by acting upon certain things. So there are so many. But Ajata Shatru, can a devotee become Shatru-less? That means no enemies. Ajata Shatru. Think of it. We will discuss somewhere in next class. I'm sorry, we may run out of time. I should give some time for some suggestions, may not questions. I should stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandal Pranam. Very nice class, Prabhuji. You briefly explained about the demonic and divine nature and all over Bhagavad Gita, like how the Lord is instructing to Arjuna, indirectly instructing to us. So thank you so much for very nice.
I hope my audio was clear.
Yes, Prabhuji, very much clear. Very good. So with your permission, we will go on to the question and answer session. Shukakar Krishna Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, once again a wonderful class you've given. Completely practical event. Both badhiya tha. Prabhu, you were asking one question, how we can be without enemy. What I could learn from Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas, that whatever is happening good for me, I have done only just like a small drop, and Krishna is giving like a full samandar. He's giving the return. And when I'm doing such big mountain-like sins, Krishna is giving a small mustard seed like So anything coming wrong or I'm getting suffering, if somebody is coming and shouting, I should know that, yes, Krishna is trying to clean my thing through that person. So he is not to be blamed. And we cannot blame Krishna because Krishna is perfect. So I should thank Krishna, and internally we should really thank that. So you are trying to clean my antakaran, whatever wrong is there, you are helping me. So that I will not see enemy in anybody. Anybody is doing anything, it is, I am responsible. And if I make him like my enemy, then I am going against Mame Amsa Jival, okay. But Krishna has told everybody is my Amsha. So if I am finding somebody shouting at me, he's my enemy. If I shout back, that means I really lost my knowledge that we are all children of Krishna. So how can we be enemy for somebody? And anything happening is all done by Krishna. Krishna knows everything. Not even a small dust can move without the permission of Krishna. And he's a single signatory. Nobody can. He is the final decision maker. And Krishna is perfect. And Krishna loves us more than we love each other, all of us. Because we know our Atma and body only for this life. But Krishna knows from 84 lakh species, he knows everything. So he is loving us more than we love ourselves. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't give a class. I just wanted to give my feeling.
So nice of you. Thank you very much.
Oh, dhanyavad, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, certainly we have to think that we are all children of Krishna, but still it's, for in my case, I don't think so it's happening for me, because I don't think in that level. So I think it will take a long time to go for me to have that conscious. Yeah, I think.
Prabhu, Mataji, one more point was actually Prabhu was telling about lust, how we can remove lust. So that is not really, many of my devotees of my class, they say that we are studying, Krishna said, Abhyas and Vairagyam. So Abhyas bhi kar raha hai, phir bhi something, as you said, we don't want to do, it's coming and jumping on us. So the senses are going beyond control. So uske liye sahi rasta, everybody says sadhu sanga karo, chanting karo, Bhagavatam pado. But in spite of doing that, some devotees, they said that Prabhu nahi ho raha hai, kya hone ka hai. I said all are sailing in the same boat. Can you give some specific reply or solution for people getting into lusty moods?
Hare Krishna. Rasaraj Prabhuji, we cannot hear you.
Yeah.
No.
Hari Bol.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Now,
hearing,
okay.
hearing.
So Prabhuji has asked me.
Yes, Prabhuji, to you only.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So, yeah, see, Krishna has given us a beautiful solution. He says, Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhava mahashanu mahapapma vidhenam iha vairinam. So these are the enemies. So here in this shloka, Krishna answers both the questions. One is, who are your enemies and how to conquer them. So first of all, I have to realize that prakriteha kriyamanani gunahe karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. So always I am thinking that I am the doer, but actually I am always influenced by three gunas. So the three gunas are influencing upon me, sattva, raja, tama, sattva, raja. So I should be conscious enough to understand that now I am in under which thread, whether I am in sattva guna or raja guna or tama. So when I am, first of all, I have to raise my knowledge or consciousness level to understand that I am under which influence of which modes of material nature. So when I come to know that now I am free, when the lust comes to me, in thoughts of lust, you should know this is Rajoguna. This is Rajoguna. So we know that Rajoguna and Tamoguna are the worst thing where one cannot become free. Never, under any circumstances, a Rajoguni Tamoguni person can never become free of Krishna. He can never worship Krishna. He has to come to the platform of goodness. And if one has to come to the platform of goodness, then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, there is a central line like this. There's a central line. That means it starts from here, from the mouth. When what you eat, that has an effect throughout the stomach and below the stomach. So Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jivha Udaram Pasta Vegam. It's all central flow. So the influence of modes of material nature starts from mouth, Vacho Vegam and Jiva Vegam. So once you control that, the intake of the mouth and output from the mouth, see, that is Vacho Vegam and Jiva Vegam is intake from the mouth. So when you have a control on that, when you only intake Krishna's prasadam, and when you have a control about Manasa Vegam and Indriya Vegam, then you will also speak only to what is required. We will understand, we will know. At this time, I have to speak only this much. I should not speak more. What I ask from you this much. I should not give unnecessary ज्ञान बांटते रहो नहीं है. किसी को नहीं चाहिए होता है. Nobody knows. Nobody needs ज्ञान. People are fed up with their life because of indulging into unnatural and nonsensical actions. That they don't want this knowledge. So it should be skillful to know and realize when, at what time, what should I speak. So because we are interacting with different people in different situations and different times where different modes of nature will act upon us, we should realize in the morning, if I wake up and speak to some people, definitely mode of goodness is very predominant. But when it is afternoon or when it is evening or when it's actually the working time or the daytime, and people lots of time of different consciousness, then I should be very careful of speaking to them. That is how it gets developed. Again, ultimately, we should know that our spiritual awareness or knowledge progresses based upon two things. One is chanting and other is service, devotional service. So chanting carries 98 marks, and service and all other activities, the Bhagavatam, the temple activities, or you preaching, or you give lecture to thousands and thousands of people, they carry only 2 marks as far as Krishna is concerned. I will give you 2 marks for all these activities. But I will give you 98 marks when you chant my names. That is how. So what people more focus on the 2% marks. The 2% mark there people give more focus on. Jara preaching karo, jara activities karo. It is not, and again Krishna says, I want 100%. It is not that you give 2% and only focus on 98, or you only concentrate on 98 and leave that. No, I want 100% of that 2% and 100% of this 98%. And only then, when we realize this fact and we work upon it, and we work upon our weaknesses to overcome these weaknesses and struggle again by serving at the lotus feet of Krishna, by thinking at the lotus feet of Krishna and say, you only help me out. See, we have to tell Krishna before sleeping in the night, please wake me up at 4 o'clock so that 4:30 I start chanting. And that to quality chanting. ऐसा नहीं कि Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No. Keep your eyes wide open. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Give those 2 hours quality time to Krishna. Out of 24 hours, you give 2 hours of your life per day for 24 hours. Purely your 2 hours to Krishna. You and Krishna yourself. And then you see the miracles start working. The results start coming out, and that is how it works.
So eat less and talk less and do good chanting. Then Chanchalmi Mana Krishna will not disturb. Pramati Balavati.
Yes.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the detailed explanation on chanting. So 98 marks for chanting. I don't know. Even if I have got 10 marks in that, I really don't know. Means like I might have not got also. I don't.
Yeah, we don't give much importance to chanting.
So I should focus.
It's a ritual.
Yes.
It's a ritual. Just finish Dokanda. Finish.
We just do it as a ritual or mechanical. No. We should. These 2 hours are so important, precious times of our life. That these 2 hours of early morning Brahma Muhurta timing, Krishna has given us such a precious time that to be in connecting to him, we do not have any infringements, any difficulties. Nobody will come and bother us. Nobody will come and speak to us. Just sit in one particular corner of your house or anywhere. Just find a beautiful place where you can focus your mind on chanting. That's it. And give 2 hours continuously without even getting up, standing up, walking, doing nothing. Sit at one place, sit directly, stand straight, and do pure sadhana.
2 hours chanting will bring the 2 marks, I think. What you say, the 2 hours barabar karo, automatically the 2 marks also will come automatically.
2 marks will
Because
automatically
2 hours.
come because you are getting this 90.
Foundation, yeah.
Yes, you will get the energy and this thing for that 2%. Yes, very true. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Radha Jyoti Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to you. Thank you so much for your class today. Very inspiring class. And my question to you is, you mentioned about the chanting and the voice that is coming. You mentioned about the voice coming from the heart and the stomach. I don't know what was the explanation. I missed that point. Could you explain that once again?
Yeah. So when we speak out, it is sound vibration. It's a vibration, sound vibration. So the sound vibrations have effect on the environment. The waves of the sounds have effect on the environment, and that is how the mantras are chanted. The Vedic mantras, the Vedic hymns are chanted in particular tone, raga. So actually, as your emotional, as your consciousness level increases up to certain level, so initial stage of our sound vibration without any sadhana will be at Vaikhari stage. The Vaikhari stage means I am speaking, you are listening, you heard, I spoke, you heard. That's it. Vaikhari. And then it is Madhyama. Madhyama means the sound will come from here, just above heart. Madhyama. And so the sound coming from here will touch you, will reach you, your this portion. And then Pashyanti again down. And Para is from the stomach. So when the sound waves coming from the stomach, which has got power, it is highly powerful. That stage is Paramahamsa stage, who is continuously chanting 24/7. Is he Krishna conscious? That is called Srila Prabhupada or whoever, or our Gurudevs and our Paramparas. So when they are speaking out, that reaches our heart, that transforms us. A sound which is only for knowledge but doesn't give transformation, that is Vaikhari Vani. And how that sound vibration change from Vaikhari to Pashyanti to Para depends upon our sadhana. When our sadhana intensity and our sincerity and our strength of the sadhana increases to a particular level, then accordingly our sound vibration changes from Vaikhari to Pashyanti to Madhyama to Para. It is like that. So we should come to the Para stage definitely, or Pashyanti stage, where you speak. You see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told those tigers and deers chant Hare Krishna. They chanted Hare, because that is Paravani, Pashyanti Vani. So that is what we are striving for. See, when we preach, we have to preach. When you preach, when you tell people, do people listen to you? When you tell 100 people, how many people listen to you and act upon you? I am not questioning your intelligence or your power of speaking or whatever it is. But I am supposed to analyze within myself, so why am I telling people and they are not listening? Or whether I am not communicating properly. See, in electronics, if I go deeper in the study, I don't know whether I have time or not. Anyway, but what I mean is, the intensity of our speech or power that increases depending upon our strength of sadhana. How much pure we remain throughout, not only internally, not only externally, but internally also. Purity is a force. So we need that to become pure. You need to control your senses, sense objects, senses. They're trying to run away either, and just control them. You are able to control them, and you are able to connect to 2 hours smoothly to Brahma Murti daily, consistently, without fail. It's not that मैं 2 दिन किया, तीसरा दिन थोड़ा रेस्ट किया, अभी आज बहुत नींद आ रहा है. No, you have to do it. You have to do consistently. There should be consistent performance. एक क्रिकेटर ने एक मैच में 100 मारा, बाकी 10 मैच में 10 भी नहीं मारा, तो then he is out of the team. Similar, we have to become consistent, and here consistent is satatam kirtaya. It is regular and daily. Krishna doesn't leave any scope for any this thing. Soft corner, चलो इसको थोड़ा सा side लेते. No. But again, there we have a click. And what is that? If we surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, yes, they will help you out to come out of the struggle of this waking up and chanting. Waking up early morning and chanting 16 rounds for 2 hours sitting at one place is a big austerity. It's a huge austerity. Not so simple. The brahmacharis can do it. Why? They have no other job. The grahasthas, like me and you, I have family, I have children, I have job, I have business, I have to think of so many things. It's difficult. It's biggest austerity. Krishna loves that. Krishna loves grahasthas chanting, and grahasthas have an advantage, added advantage, that we can come to a higher consciousness very fast if we know the real things, the real crux of the matter. Sorry, I'll be going overboard. There is somebody, Aditi Devi Mataji. Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Very good.
which book will we get completed?
Hare Krishna. I think
Yeah.
Mataji is having for question. Radha Jyoti Mataji. Aditi Mataji, can you please wait? Radha Jyoti Mataji is having some question.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly ask Mataji. Sorry, I interrupted you. Prabhuji, could you please give me the name of the book from where these details are coming?
That Mataji, I am a simple messenger. What I hear, I note down, I study, I contemplate, and tell you them. So these are all nothing. I mean, I don't. About what subjects you want? Most of them are in Bhagavatam.
No, about the
So
chanting.
nectar of instructions from the Vachavagamandal, you told nectar of instructions.
Mataji, I'm sorry, I've heard from senior devotees in Chopati temple, and that is what I have passed on to.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much and eternally grateful to you. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you,
Dandavat
Mataji.
Pranam.
Aditi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisance. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. What a wonderful class, Prabhuji, wonderful class. You have touched so many points which everybody has that question in the mind. And the essence of our devotional service, the chanting, which is the main bottom line, is the chanting, Prabhuji. And without that chanting, it's my experience, we cannot progress. We cannot progress. And there is
you have to cry. You are supposed to cry. I am not doing this.
Yeah.
See,
So,
I should feel sad. I am not doing this. I've got so much facilities around me, but I'm not doing this simple fact.
Same thing happened to me, Prabhuji. My devotional service journey started 30 years ago when I was so young. But this is what happened. This is what happens with all the sadhakas, that we are so busy. We say we are in the grahastha, we have no time, but we have time for everything. We are managing everything. We are managing our grahastha, finance, sab kuch. But एक ही होता है, chanting नहीं होता है भाई.
इधर नहीं होगा.
But
ये नहीं होगा मुझसे.
Yes, but when I started reading Srila Prabhupada's Leela Amrita, and what Prabhupada said discipline. Discipline yourself. So that should be a priority, to discipline. From the time I discipline myself, I set an alarm at 9 p.m. That's the bedtime for me. And Prabhuji, my Krishna knows, since that day and today, I think I'm in that path that I don't miss my chanting. And that Brahma Muhurat is such a pure, it's that time is so divine, because nobody is disturbing you. Nobody is disturbing you, and it is only you and your bhakti. And you're just chanting, and that's what I heard in the book also. You need to hear when you chant. You need to hear that. Until you do that, Shravanam, we should Shravanam ourselves when we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Shuru mein neend bahut aati thi, because we didn't discipline ourselves. We didn't discipline. We used to go to bed late. So that 3 hours, 4 hours sleep, we are still, we are so drowsy, and we are chanting. But my experience, Prabhuji, from the time I disciplined myself, and my bhakti, I think I'm still making progress, but I still want to make progress in chanting. That's the only way we can do. Just discipline yourself, like Srila Prabhupada said. And we will progress. We won't even know. 64 round will be just like this. Ek chutki mein bas jayegi wo. Subah 2 ghante de do. You do your 16 rounds. In between, you keep doing. Lunchtime, if you work from home, work from office, I do that. Lunchtime में एक और round कर लो, 2-4 round और हो जाती है. So there is no excuses for this chanting. So my experience, Prabhuji, that I would tell all the sadhakas, discipline yourself. That's the only way. Concentrate in your chanting. Wonderful class, Prabhuji. So much fortunate to have your association. Dandavat
I'm
Pranam.
also thankful to you for giving me your association.
We are very fortunate. Your Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, do you have time? One question is there in the chat.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Hemi Mataji is asking, can you please explain what does Prabhupada means by saying utility is the principle? What is meant by utility is the principle? That's what the question.
Utility is the principle means basically, see, every person is situated at particular situation, a particular time, place, and circumstances, depending upon his past karmas. Okay, see, now you are based in US, I am based in India. Somebody may be based in Somalia. Okay, somebody may be based in Syria or Jordan or Palestine or Gaza. We don't know. People are situated in different places, according to different times and circumstances, based upon his previous karma, his or her previous karma. So when a soul acquiring a human body is situated in particular place, and if he comes in contact with Krishna and his bhakta, Brahmanda Brahmite kone bhagyavan jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai. So when that particular soul gets mercy of Guru and Krishna together, then that particular soul, even if it's situated in Pakistan or India or US or any Antarctica or any, for that matter, any particular place in this world, then he has to utilize whatever is available for the service of Krishna. That is the utility. Whatever is available there. You may not get tulsi leaves at Antarctica. You may not get tulsi leaves at every other place. Then at least from mind, you put tulsi leaf on the food plate and offer it to Krishna. That is utility. So that is the principle. The utilization of that is what is called best use of bad bargain. Srila Prabhupada tells in other terms. We have to make the best use of, we have bad bargain. Because of my activities, I have bargained this life or this place or this particular family or, I am in this so and so, whatever. but I have to make best use of it to come into Krishna consciousness and progress spiritually. So you have to utilize whatever available at your doorstep to become more and more Krishna conscious. Anukulyena Krishnanushiranam bhakti uttama. So you have to use that favorably. So if then you will say, for me vegetable is not available, only meat is available. Isn't it? One will say, हमारे यहाँ पर घास नहीं उगता है. There is no grass or there is no vegetation here. There is only reindeers and hunted deers and polar bears. Hare Krishna. It's again, it's very difficult to survive. But if you have that question, you ask it, then I will answer.
Prabhuji,
You got the word?
we have come till your neck. Why don't you tell the answer? What can we do if we don't get the vegetables?
No, that's a big chapter because that comes in again Trigunas. See, the three modes of material nature, Bhagavad Gita class, if you go into that, then it will be a different, again another 1 hour session. So I'm thankful once again for you all, and thank you once again for giving me the opportunity, Mataji, and thank you once again. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving such a wonderful class and very nice Q&A session also. We thoroughly enjoyed, and the basic principle is that we have to do our chanting very promptly. And that is what I'm struggling. So I don't know, keep us in your prayers so that we will improve in our sadhana also. Thank you so much once again for giving us your valuable time association in your video.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you,
let's
Mataji.
pay our obeisances to Prabhuji.
सर्वेभ्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः
वचनपतितानां
वचनपतितानां
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Jai Shri
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
जय गणपति
जय
Thank you,
हो
Prabhuji. Hare
गौरांगा.
Krishna.
Oh, Ranga.
Good night,
Nityananda.